everyone. I hope you all are happy and safe in your homes. This is your friend Smriti Sharma, and here in this video we will discuss about probability theory and random processes. In this topic we may discuss about certain topics briefly that may include probability theory and some basic definitions, random variables, cumulative distribution function and its properties, probability density function and its properties, joint CDFs and PDFs, and last but not the least, Gaussian distribution and its properties. So in this slide, we will discuss about probability theory and random processes. Before having a formal definition of probability, let us have a brief look towards some basic definitions that may gonna help you out knowing the probability better. So first comes your experiment. An experiment is an operation whose output cannot be predicted with certainty. Means an experiment is basically an action or an operation you are performing whose output cannot be predicted with certainty or surety in advance. For example, you are tossing a coin, so you may get head or you may get tail, but you can't predict in advance that whether you will get head or tail with certainty or surety. Second comes your outcome. Outcome, as its name suggests, means the output of an set of all possible outcomes of a given experiment, and it can also be known as event space or the probability space. सो सैम्पल स्पेस बेसिकली होता है सेट किसी भी पॉसिबल टोटल पॉसिबल आउटकम्स का, कोई भी एक्सपेरिमेंट की जितनी भी पॉसिबल आउटकम्स आ रही हैं उनको इकट्ठा करके हम एक सेट बना लेते हैं जिसको हम सैम्पल स्पेस से डिफाइन करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल आप एक डाई को थ्रो करते हो तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स आपको मिल सकती हैं. आपको 1 मिल सकता है, 2 मिल सकता है, 3, 4, 5, 6. तो जो आउटकम्स आप इकट्ठी करके एक सेट बना लोगे तो उनको सैम्पल स्पेस बोलेंगे. सैम्पल स्पेस अगेन हम लोग 4 टाइप्स में क्लासीफाई करते हैं: फाइनाइट, इनफाइनाइट, डिस्क्रीट और कॉन्टिन्यूस. और जो जिस टाइप की वैल्यूज है सैम्पल स्पेस इंक्लूड करेगा उस वे में हम इसको डिफाइन कर लेंगे. जैसे इनफाइनाइट फाइनाइट सैम्पल स्पेस वो होगा जिसमें फाइनाइट वैल्यूज होंगी जो कुछ एक टाइम बाद खत्म हो जाएंगी. इनफाइनाइट में इनफाइनाइट वैल्यूज इनफाइनाइट नंबर ऑफ पॉसिबल आउटकम्स हो सकती हैं. डिस्क्रीट में जो पॉसिबल आउटकम्स आएंगे वो डिस्क्रीट नेचर की होंगी और कॉन्टिन्यूस सैम्पल स्पेस में जितनी भी पॉसिबल आउटकम्स आएंगी वो कॉन्टिन्यूस नेचर की होंगी. Outcome, as its name suggests, outcome means output. So output of an experiment is called outcome. The number of outcome depends upon the nature of the experiment and it may be finite or infinite. Outcome basically क्या होता है कि आपके एक्सपेरिमेंट की आउटपुट होती है, पॉसिबल नंबर ऑफ आउटपुट. जैसे कि आप एक कॉइन को टॉस कर रहे हो तो आप या तो आपको हेड मिलेगा या तो टेल मिलेगा. तो जो आउटपुट्स आपकी टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटपुट्स हुई 2 यानी हेड एंड टेल. और वो डिपेंड करता है कि आप कॉइन को कितनी बार टॉस कर रहे हो, 1 बार, 2 बार, 3 बार, वंस, ट्वाइस और थ्राइस. ठीक है. देन कम्स अ सैम्पल स्पेस. हमारे डे टू डे लाइफ से हम रिलेट कर सकते हैं. जैसे आप एक डेक ऑफ कार्ड का एग्जांपल ले सकते हो कि आप उसमें से किंग को विड्रॉ कर रहे हो तो उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या होगी, वो एक रैंडम एक्सपेरिमेंट का एग्जांपल है. फिर अगर आप एक कॉइन को टॉस कर रहे हो तो आपने प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालनी हेड और टेल की, तो वो एक रैंडम एक्सपेरिमेंट का एग्जांपल है. सिमिलरली डाई का एग्जांपल भी एक रैंडम एक्सपेरिमेंट का एग्जांपल है. Sample space, every subset is an event and event occurs if any one of its element is the outcome of the experiment. So event basically हम लोग सैम्पल पॉइंट से भी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं और ये एक्चुअल में एक सबसेट होता है सेट. सैम्पल स्पेस जो हमने एक सेट कंसीडर किया था, अगर उसमें से हम कुछ एक पर्टिकुलर इवेंट्स ले लें, उनका सबसेट बना लें तो वो एक इवेंट कहलाएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल हमने पहले एग्जांपल कोट करा था कि हम एक डाई को थ्रो कर रहे हैं तो टोटल जो सैम्पल स्पेस हमने बनाया था टोटल पॉसिबल आउटकम्स का वो बना था 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. लेकिन अगर हम उसमें से एक इवेंट डिफाइन कर दें कि हमको प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालनी है, सिर्फ प्रोबेबिलिटी चाहिए इवन नंबर्स की, तो जो इवेंट बनेगा या फिर जो सबसेट हम उस सेट से निकालेंगे वो होगा 2, 4, 6. Exclusive events. 2 events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive event or disjoint event if they do not have single simple events in common and if they cannot occur simultaneously. For example, you are throwing a die or you are tossing a coin. So either you get head or either you will get tail. So so this is an example of mutually exclusive events because both these output do not have a single simple common point between them. Second comes an independent event. So independent, as its name suggests, that an event A is said to be an independent of event B if the probability that A occurs is not affected by whether B has not occurred. So they are independent occurrence of one. So in this slide we will discuss about probability. So probability may be defined as the study of random experiment and it can be mathematically represented as probability of an event A is equals to number of favorable outcomes over total number of outcomes. जैसे कि हमने यहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल कोट करा है, कंसिडर गेटिंग एन इवन नंबर आफ्टर थ्रोइंग अ डाई वंस. अगर हम एक बार डाई को थ्रो करें, जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स हमें मिलती हैं वो होती है 1 2 3 4 5 6. और अगर हम उसमें से हमने एक इवन डिफाइन कर दिया कि हमें इवन नंबर की प्रोबेबिलिटी उसमें से निकालनी है, तो इवन नंबर हमें मिलते हैं 2 4 6 जो 3 होते हैं. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या हो जाएगी, टोटल नंबर ऑफ फेवरेबल आउटकम्स में 3 आ जाएगा and total number of outcomes is 6 आ जाएगा. तो 3 by 6 is equals to 1 by 2. Right, we will discuss about the properties of probability. So property 1, the probability of certain event is unity such that probability of event A is equals to 1. So certain event ऐसा event होता है जो sure event होता है, जिसका पता है कि यही output आएगी इसको perform करने के बाद, तो उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ कोर्स हमारी 1 ही होती है, बिकॉज हमें पता है हमारी जो प्रोबेबिलिटी है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ 0 और 1 के बीच में लाई करती है. तो किसी भी सर्टेन और श्योर इवेंट की जो प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है वो 100% होती है, और उसको हम डिफाइन कर सकते हैं यूनिटी और 1 से. जो प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 2 है वो ये डिफाइन करती है द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एनी इवेंट इज ऑलवेज लेस देन और इक्वल टू 1. एज स्टेटेड अर्लियर कि हमेशा जो प्रोबेबिलिटी है किसी भी इवेंट की वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ 0 और 1 के बीच में ही लाई करेगी, और प्रोबेबिलिटी कैन नॉट बी नेगेटिव, वो 0 से छोटी नहीं होती, हमेशा 0 और 1 के बीच में वो लाई करती है. प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 3 स्टेट्स दैट इफ ए एंड बी आर टू म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स, दैन म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स हमने पहले ही डिस्कस कर लिया है. सो म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स की जो प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है वो होती है कि प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए प्लस बी क्या हो जाएगा, उनके इंडिविजुअल सम्स के इक्वल हो जाएगा. प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 4, if A is any event then the probability of not having A is P A complement is equals to 1 minus probability of occurring that event. मतलब probability of not occurring that event is equals to 1 minus probability of occurrence of that event. And property number 5 is that कि if A and B are any two events नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स, देन अगर वो म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स नहीं हैं तो उनको कैसे डिफाइन किया जा सकता है, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए प्लस बी माइनस ए इंटू बी. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बी होगा साइमल्टेनियसली जो कोई किसी भी दो इवेंट की जो अगर किसी भी दो इवेंट कोई भी पी ऑफ ए इंटू बी कैन बी डिफाइंड एज मतलब दो इवेंट्स अकर कर रहे हैं साइमल्टेनियसली, तो हम उनकी जो प्रोबेबिलिटी है वो पी ए इंटू बी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. रैंडम वेरिएबल्स. रैंडम वेरिएबल इज अ फंक्शन विच कैन टेक एनी value from sample space and having range of some set of real numbers is known as random variable. It is also known as variate chance variable or stochastic variable. It is basically represented by capital X and can take any value from the sample space or sample set S. Random variables can be classified into two categories. First one is discrete random variables, second is continuous random variables. So discrete random variables means there are the random variables which can take any finite number of values in a finite observation interval. So we can say that discrete random variables has distinct value that can be counted. It has only finite number of values, whereas a continuous random variables that takes on an infinite number of values is known as continuous random variables. Many physical systems can produce infinite numbers of output in a finite number time of observation. In such cases we use continuous random variables to define output of the system. An example of this system is noise produced in an electronic amplifier. So in this slide we will discuss about cumulative distribution function, or it is also known as CDF. So by definition, cumulative distribution function of a random variable x may be defined as the probability that the random variable capital X takes a value less than or equal to small x. Cumulative distribution function of a random variable x is denoted by capital Fx and is defined as the formula given in this slide. And the value of random variable should be less than equal to small x. And it can be defined for both random variable and for discrete random variables. Here comes the properties of CDF, that is properties of cumulative distribution function. So property number 1 states that as CDF is defined as capital Fx of x is equals to probability of random variable capital X that should be less than or equal to small x. So its value is always between 0 and 1, because as we know that our probability always lies between 0 and 1 and it has only positive values, so our CDF is always lies between 0 and 1 and it always takes a positive value. Property number 2 states that fx of minus infinity is always 0 and fx of infinity, positive infinity, is always 1, because we know that nothing is smaller than minus infinity and nothing is larger than plus infinity. So any CDF value that ranges minus infinity should be equal to 0, and any CDF value that ranges plus infinity is equals to 1, because probability always lies between 0 and 1. Property number 3 states that CDF of x1 should be less than of CDF of x2 if here comes the CDF for discrete random variables. If capital X is a discrete random variable, then it takes on any values at discrete points. Therefore, CDF can be defined for this case as, we know that the value of fx is probability of random variable should be less than equals to x, and here x can be x1, x2, so on up to xn. It can take any value on discrete points. So a discrete random variable at the end can be defined as the summation of all the values it takes between x1 to xn. So in this slide we will discuss about probability density function, or PDF. Before knowing this function, you should have a brief idea about CDF, because it totally depends upon cumulative distribution function, or CDF. So if you don't know about it, then you must go through our previous slide and may take a little idea from that. So let's get started with the PDF. So PDF is basically, it's a derivative of cumulative distribution function with respect to any dummy variable, and here we take dummy variable as x. So it can be mathematically represented as, first of all it is represented by small f, and CDF is represented by capital Fx. So it can be mathematically represented at small fx is equals to ddx of capital Fx, means PDF is equals to derivative of cumulative distribution function. So here we will discuss properties of PDF, that is probability density function. So first property is PDF is always non-zero for all values of x, because CDF is increasing monotonically and derivative of CDF is positive always. Therefore, probability density function is always non-zero or always positive, because it's a derivative of CDF and CDF is monotonically non-decreasing function. Second property states that the area under the PDF curve is always equals to unity or always equals to 1. Its proof is given in the slide, that when we integrate, because when we know that probability density function is nothing but derivative of cumulative distribution function. So on integrating both sides, what we get is that integration minus infinity to infinity small f of x is equals to minus infinity to infinity derivative of capital Fx. We know that both these are anti-derivatives, so they cancel each other. So at the end, the result what we get is that integration minus infinity to infinity small f of x is equals to capital F of x, and here we have to put the limits from minus infinity to infinity. So when we put the upper limit, means f of infinity minus f of minus infinity. We know that CDF of f of infinity is 1 and CDF of f of minus infinity is 0. So result what we get is 1. Therefore this property is proved here, that the area under the PDF curve is always positive or unity, 1. Now the third property states that it is possible to get CDF by integrating PDF, and its proof is given here. So we know that PDF is nothing but derivative of CDF. On integrating both sides, what we get is that from limit minus infinity to x, small f of x, means PDF is equals to integration minus infinity to x derivative of capital X. Both these cancel each other because they are the antiderivative of each other. At the end, what we can get is the capital F of x with limits minus infinity to x. When we put both these limit in this PDF, we'll get f of x, because f of x minus infinity is 0. Thus the property is proved here. The property number 4 states that the probability event x1 less x1 less than equals to random variable x less than equals to x2 is given by the area under the PDF curve, and here x1 and x2 gives the range of a random variable. So in this slide we will discuss about joint cumulative distribution function, or it can be also known as joint CDF. It is very much similar to CDF. Uh, so by definition, the joint CDF, it is basically used for two random variables, capital X and capital Y, whereas single CDF is used for single random variable, that is capital X. So by joint cumulative distribution function, we mean that the joint CDF fxy of two random variables x and y is defined as the probability that the random variables x is less than equals to a specified value of x. Here we take a specific value of x, and similarly that the random variable y is less than equals to a, it is also a specified value of y. Mathematically, it is represented as fx of y is equals to probability of random variable x, that is less than equals to x. Similarly, probability of random variable y, that is less than equals to small y. So here comes the properties of joint cumulative distribution function, or joint CDF, or it is also known as combined CDF because it's used for two random variables that are x and y. So property number 1 states that the joint CDF is a monotone non-decreasing function of both x and y. Here both random variable x and y are non-decreasing function, therefore their joint CDF or combined cumulative distribution function is also non-decreasing. Then property number 2 states that the joint cumulative distribution function is a non-negative function. Why it is non-negative? Because we know that probability of each and every event always lies between 0 and 1. So the joint CDF is also non-negative function. It means it always gives value greater than 0 or either 0. Then property number 3 states that the joint CDF is always continuous everywhere in x and y plane. Joint probability density function. On this slide we will discuss about joint probability density function, or joint PDF. It's also known as combined PDF. It is similar to that of PDF as we have already discussed, but difference is that joint PDF is used for two random variables that are capital X and capital Y. So by definition, the joint PDF of any two random variables x and y can be defined as the partial derivative of the joint CDF with respect to dummy variable x and y. Here we take the partial derivative because we are having two variables that are x and y. So mathematically it can be represented by small f, because capital F is used for CDF, that is cumulative distribution function. So small fxy can be represented as del square fxy over del x del y, and these are the values that random variable can take. In this slide we will discuss about Gaussian distribution, and it is also known as normal distribution. So it depicts a plot of Gaussian distribution, and Gaussian distribution can be defined by the formula of probability y is equals to 1 over sigma under root 2 pi epsilon power minus y minus mu whole square over 2 sigma square. Here mu is the mean distribution and sigma square represents the variance of distribution. And here y is a continuous variable that lies between minus infinity to infinity. So here are some properties of Gaussian distribution or normal distribution. Gaussian distribution plot is symmetrical, and it is of even symmetry type, and plot is symmetrical about mean value, that is x is equals to m is also the mean, median and property number 5 states that for this curve, its first derivative is positive for the values x less than m, it's equal to 0 when x is equals to m, and negative for x is greater than m. When you see the plot of Gaussian distribution curve, you will see when the values of x are less than m, then the function is of increasing type. It means its first derivatives is positive such that it keeps on increasing. When x is equals to m, then its value is get equals to 0, and when x started decreasing, then the function or the curve or the first derivative goes negative. So thank you all for being with me till the end. All I want to say is that stay happy, stay home, stay safe. See you again. Bye bye. So thank you all for being with me till the end. All I want to say is that stay happy, stay home, stay safe. See you again. Bye bye.